So I don't think we've got to the place where it's this trail split yet. So I think the primitive trail is going to be dirt.
Is it dark?
Dark?
That?
Dirt.
Oh.
Yeah. What's the word in Lugandan for dirt?
Itaka.
Ataka?
Yeah.
Lots of ataka.
Yeah.
Ataka everywhere. This is kind of how it is for me with James and learning Russian.
Yeah.
Is,
I think Russian is more difficult than actually learning Luganda. Yeah.
that I never want to sit down and learn the entire language, but I really like learning random vocabulary. Like the word for oil in Russian is maslo.
Maslow?
And it's one word that could mean, butter or cooking oil, olive
wow.
oil, but also motor oil.
So how would a person know what kind of
It's
oil
about
you're
the
talking
context.
about? Oh.
If you have bread and you ask for maslo, they probably won't bring
Oh.
you motor oil. And,
Yeah.
if you go into like an auto part shop and you ask for maslo, they're going to show you where the motor oil is.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
But it's not the same word for gasoline. So the word for gasoline is gasolina.
That sounds like Spanish.
Yeah, it
Gasolina?
does. It might be a borrowed word.
Gasolina?
Yeah, like the Russian language may have got that word from whoever introduced them to gasoline. It's really interesting when you look at different languages, how many words are the same. Like the word in French for computer is computer, or like laptop. They just say internet, but they pronounce it French. Internet.
You speak French?
I used to in high school, but I didn't keep up with it. So I know very little French.
I think it's just kind of difficult speaking French.
Yeah.
Because you have to eat so many words.
And a lot of the words have different conjugations depending on the other words around them.
Yeah.
Like the word for here, if you want to say like, I am here, we are here, they are here. It's the same word, but there's a different form depending on who you're saying is here. And if you have if you're saying a woman's here or a group of just women, there's one word. But if it's a group that includes men or it's a mixed group, both men and women, it's a different word.
You want to go to Africa next year?
Next year?
Yeah, for like a week vacation or something. I'm planning to go to Kenya, spend some time in the wild, like on a safari trip.
I mean, that sounds really fun. When would you want to go?
Cost like December next year.
Next December. Yeah, so December's our slow time at the office, so that can work. Once we find the dates, I have to put in the request really far ahead of time.
Yeah, I'll confirm by April. Is that good?
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah. I've been to Kenya in a safari trip. It was beautiful. I spent 2 months there. It was a little bit expensive, but had a lot of fun. Seeing these animals and the place we used to live in, it's like just like out here, and it has no fence. So, but we had guards, like rangers with guns and stuff. They would protect us, but lions could, walk up to the door and actually scratch the door. And
we have some of that in America with bears sometimes in different parts of the country.
Our friend, man, he goes out there and he hunts bears and kills them and takes off the skin.
We gonna go hunting? We gonna go hunting?
When? Like the bear?
Yeah, do you want to go hunting in Kenya?
Oh, no, you cannot hunt in Kenya. I think it's illegal. That's called poaching, actually. You
There may
don't.
be a legal way to do it.
No.
No, okay.
They used to. I don't think there is no. And what do they mean by this? It's a private property.
That means it's not owned by the government, like a private person or a company owns it. So they don't want us going off the trail up in that area.
Okay, that makes sense when he said you can't get off the trail.
Yeah. So generally in America, you're not supposed to go off the trail anyway. But that's saying that's like specifically some person owns that. And they might shoot you.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't see any private property signs down here. So like, we're not supposed to, but it's not as big a deal if we did. Funny seeing a couple trees still green.
Yeah. And also another thing, we don't get trees dry like this. We have greens like throughout the year.
Yeah. Yeah, because it probably doesn't get that cold.
No.
And you said it's sunny most of the year.
Yeah, you know, when I just got to America, I got to this building in downtown and they had AC running. It was like 68. That was cold for me.
Yeah.
I was shaking. Because, I mean, it does get cold in Uganda, but that's what we call cold, you know?
Yeah.
If it's like 65, that's extremely cold.
Yeah.
But man, people are all walking and they all feel good at 68. I'm shaking. I'm like, what's going on?
When I was in New York, we had a snowstorm, and we were doing runs. You know, it wasn't snowing too hard, but the temperature with the wind chill feels like negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit. It's bad. The actual temperature was, I think, 0 degrees, but with the wind, it felt like it was negative 20.
Yeah, and so with the planes we fly, we don't have like, you know, heated wings.
Yeah, so it gets ice on the wing.
Yeah, you get, that's not a fun time if you get ice on the wing
Yeah.
because it can turn out really catastrophic.
Yeah, 'cause it makes you heavier and unbalanced, and the extra weight.
It just
the plane
kind
that
of
small.
it changes the aerodynamics. Like the wind flow on the wings kind of changes, and
Yeah,
you don't have lift anymore, so you gonna come off the ground.
Oh. I guess they closed it.
Really?
Interesting.
No, it's going down though.
Ah. How you doing, sir? I told you my church has a bunch of people from Kenya.
Yeah, is it like really a lot? Oh, you said 10, right?
So there's about like 10 people that go there consistently. But I think they have family elsewhere in the U.S. that comes by sometimes. My pastor's wife's family
Yeah,
is
you
from
know.
Kenya. The pastor's father-in-law is the president of a church branch in Kenya.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know how long they've been living here?
I didn't ask.
Yeah, it's really a little difficult finding people from Uganda and Memphis. There's a few. It's a few of them I know, but like I said, it's just a bunch of West Afrikaners, then East Afrikaners, and in Memphis.
It's interesting in America. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of places where a group of immigrants from one country will all go to this one area. So that's the dirt trail if you want to take
That's
that.
good.
And then more people come from their country. Where are they going to go? Well, maybe they have family there, or at least people from their country. So they start all going to that area.
Yeah.
That's why there's all those Ukrainian people in Memphis that James knows. A couple of them started going there, and then, you know, if they had a choice, they're gonna go with people they know.
Yeah. That's like pretty much why, you know, you gotta know somebody. And then they'll invite you to go, you know, to like a good place.
There's a lot of people from Somalia in Minnesota.
That's another thing. It's like different states have a different bunch of people from, you know, like groups, you know.
Yeah. You'll see that even within cities, you know, they'll be like, oh, this is an Italian neighborhood, this is a Chinese neighborhood.
China has a big old town in, I think, LA. Like the Chinatown, where's that at? Is it in New York or California?
There's Chinatowns in New York City. There's Chinatowns in
California,
San
right?
Francisco.
Yeah.
LA.
Oh man, okay.
When I was in South Korea, there's a neighborhood that, like, it looks like a Chinatown, but it's full of Russian people. So it has all the same, you know, Chinatown stuff you expect. There's the red arches and the gates everywhere, the lucky dogs and stuff, you know, red and gold lettering, but it's all in Russian. So that's pretty interesting. So it's a Russian Chinatown in South Korea. Oh, we almost got kidnapped there.
Wait, in South Korea?
Yeah.
Why? Like, were you like in the countryside?
No, it's a busy city.
So you were kidnapped in the city?
Yeah, so my unit, when I requested leave, had warned me about Eastern European organized crime, like mafia stuff. And we were having trouble finding where we had rented a room to stay. And we ended up at this hotel. It was talking about, you know, going back to the motherland. It had pictures of the St. Petersburg Cathedral. And we had several different people talking to the Airbnb host. And eventually one of them said, a woman's going to come in a van to pick you up. My sister and I looked at each other and said, no, she isn't. It's super sketchy. So we grabbed our parents who didn't really know what was going on. We booked it. We, you know, zigzagged a few blocks in a city we didn't know. Some woman came up to us and asked in an Eastern European accent. My dad's name is Mark. She said, are you Mark?
Oh, wow. What's that, bro?
Yeah. No, he said yes. And my mom had finally figured out what's going on.
What's that?
What's what?
You see that? Are they foxes or what?
Oh. I don't know.
Kind of looks like foxes. They have like big old... deers. Oh,
I don't think deer have...
It's foxes chasing deers. Right? No, it's... Wait, it's deers.
Yeah, I think those are all deer.
They have white tails?
Yeah, there's a... They're literally called white-tailed deer.
Oh, wow. Dude, I was scared. I'm like, man, we
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen white-tailed deer in person.
Oh, wow.
Threw me off because those tails are so big. Like you said, like they look like fox tails. Then I'm like, that's way too tall to be a fox. It's too big to be a coyote.
Kind of got scared. I'm like, we might be ambushed right now. Holy crap.
I think I promise, if some foxes try to mess with us, we're gonna be okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, okay. Yeah, that kind of got me.
Now, I won't say why because you're recording, but you know why.
Yeah, I know why.
Ooh, mushrooms.
What's that?
Just some random mushrooms. There's so many different species of mushrooms. There's like different kinds that grow on different trees. Some of them like, I don't know what that is.
It's a deer, dude.
No, I meant that building back there.
Oh.
I looked at it first and I was like, whoa, it's a mountain. Like, no, it's not a mountain.
It's a big building. Oh.
Yeah. Might be a factory. Kind of sounds like a factory.
Wow.
Most of the deer already cost, but we got here Bob straggling.
Trying to catch up to the farm.
Yeah, they all had plans to go out, but Bob was just sleepy, you know? Maybe he stayed out too long last night. The deer bars.
We found a bunch of deer when I went hiking with Hill Caleb.
Yeah.
they were all sleeping and chilling in the darkness, and then when they see us, they're like, what's going on here? Who are these intruders?
Yeah. When you see deer, I assume this probably isn't a hunting area. I didn't see any signs one way or another, but probably isn't. Deer in areas where they aren't getting, there's something over there. That's a squirrel.
Yeah.
I saw movement. I was like, ooh. But sometimes people will feed deer by their hand. We're told not to do that because they can have diseases you can catch.
Yeah.
And it can cause issues when animals get too comfortable with people.
The deers?
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of look like domestic animals. I don't think that would hurt anybody.
You ever seen what antlers can do to someone?
The what?
The antlers?
No. I mean, now that's different, you know. But
Yeah.
like, a deer is more like a goat, you know. They just sweet them. They're not gonna hurt you. They don't wanna bite you.
Well, the problem is when you start changing an animal's behavior because of human contact, it becomes unpredictable. So, like,
If you
when
say
people,
that with a lion, I would say yes. But a deer, I would say no. It's more like domestic for sure. It just lives in the wild.
yeah, I mean, I'd certainly rather fight a deer than a lion, absolutely. But still, it's like when people started going hiking in America and like Yosemite, like the bears didn't see a lot of people, so when they saw people, they avoided them because they were strange and they didn't really know what they were. When people started feeding the bears, leaving trash for the bears to eat.
Wait, what's this flying tree about? Is it like
I don't know.
the ancient days where people used to just sit under the tree and study?
Maybe.
Oh wow.
But it's got benches.
Yeah. That's interesting. People still do this in Africa. Like, they can't afford classrooms and they just sit under the tree and try to get their schooling going.
We do it sometimes in the U.S., but it's a lot less common. But
I mean,
Nature.
there's nothing like less more common. You guys are just way far beyond this now. I mean, you got schools. I mean, they're not the public schools, you would say, but at least you
Yeah.
got buildings and stuff
Yeah.
where kids could actually, you know, sit down and study.
And what are we learning in those schools?
Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs,
Drugs,
gunfight,
sex.
yeah.
Kill people,
I can't believe they were
change
teaching.
gender.
They had a big old class just about that, changing
Yeah.
genders. And the teacher was like seriously telling people it's okay to call yourself a boy when you're a girl.
And they tell them not to tell their parents. Because, you know, most of America, even some of the more liberal people, might say they support that, but they don't want the kid doing it.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't want your kid doing it, do you really support it? Like, people talk about, like, oh, I do this thing, but I don't recommend other people do it. Like, so why do you do it?
It's just crazy and
Yeah.
stupid. People don't know God. I mean,
Mhm.
even Christians do like weird stuff. But if you don't know Christ, I mean, you can do anything weird, just not caring.
Yeah.
You know, there's doing something wrong knowing it's something wrong. And then doing something wrong, not knowing it's wrong, and you just enjoy doing it. That's a big difference.
Like you said, you know, if people don't know Christ, they don't have the Holy Spirit, they're not going to figure things out. Because God is who reveals things to us.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could learn things, you know. You could be a scientist and study this tree and know everything about the tree, but if you don't know God, what is it all worth?
It's not really.
All these people who believe in the Big Bang think that, oh no, an all-powerful God that could create the universe, oh, that's crazy, crazy, crazy. But there was nothing, and then suddenly there was something, and then for some reason it exploded, and now trillions and trillions of events, random chance events, with no reason to go one way or the other, all conspired, and now everything's like this. Random chance over trillions and quadrillions and quintillions of years and all that nonsense. That's perfectly logical, of course, to them.
Yeah. Well, we
This
just,
phone did not randomly create itself.
Nah, we do not. People just don't really. I mean, we take a lot of stuff for granted.
Yeah.
You know, when we passed over the pole, I was just thinking about it. Somebody might just walk around here, don't even like take a chance to look up the poles and try to wonder how do they get to, you know, have water throughout
Right.
today and tomorrow and so many years. It's not by mistake, you know. Somebody created that.
Yeah.
And who's that? That's God.
So this is what we call like the natural revelation of God. You look at nature, you know, you ever stand at the brink of an ocean, try thinking about how much water is there, how many fish, how many plants, how many sharks, dolphins. And you're like, oh, human beings are actually pretty small. You know, there's all this going on. And we think it's all just random? It'll just happen because why not?
Well, you know, they say, happy are those who believe without seeing. But there is gonna be another time, you know, these things are not just happening now, they've been happening and they'll
Yeah.
happen again. We'll get struck down with something else. But thank God, God said, no more. I'll send my only beloved, you know, child to take over that. So I mean, you can repent and, you know, get saved. So I don't think there'll ever be any more floods, fire coming from the sky.
So after the flood in Noah's time, God promised to never
Yeah.
again destroy the world with
And
water.
He sent the rain
So the next time that the world is remade, it will be through fire.
through fire, and then he sent Jesus to but to overtake all the earth. That was a heavy sin. He said, "Oh God, if you can take this cup,
Right.
but,
The bitter cup.
yeah, but just do according to your will."
Yeah. You know, I think that's something so beautiful and reassuring is Jesus Christ was fully God and fully man. He suffered. He felt pain.
Yeah,
It wasn't as if God the Father had come down and said, "Oh, you got me. Now everything's okay." Like, Jesus really suffered. He even didn't want to, but he knew God's will, not our will.
yeah. And this is the fall.
Yeah.